Marcus Chun stood in his penthouse office, staring at the adoption papers like they'd just personally insulted his mother. His assistant, Jennifer, had placed them on his desk 3 hours ago, and he still couldn't quite process the absolute dumpster fire of information they contained. "So let me get this straight," Marcus said, removing his designer glasses to pinch the bridge of his nose. "The adoption agency made a whoopsie?" Jennifer nodded, barely containing her amusement. "That's not the technical legal term, but yes, a whoopsie of epic proportions. The child I adopted last month, Timothy, my son who I've been teaching to appreciate Mozart and eat vegetables without crying, already has a biological father who's been searching for him?" "Correct. And nobody thought to mention this during the 17 background checks, home visits, and that weird interview where they asked me what kind of tree I'd be? Oak, wasn't it? A mature oak with deep roots, Jennifer. I was very specific." Marcus slumped in his Italian leather chair. "How does this even happen?" "Well, apparently there was another child with a similar name." "How similar are we talking?" "Timothy James Morrison versus Timothy Jake Morrison." Marcus stared at her. "Are you telling me I got the wrong Tim because someone couldn't tell James from Jake? The adoption system works in mysterious ways. The adoption system works like it's run by caffeinated squirrels." Marcus stood up, pacing. "Where is this biological father now?" "Downstairs. In the lobby. He's been there for 2 hours. Security has escorted him out 4 times. But he keeps coming back. He's very persistent. And loud. So loud. I think he called you a bougie baby thief at one point." "A what?" "Bougie baby thief. He also suggested some anatomically creative things you could do with your money." Marcus groaned. "Send him up. Let's get this over with." What walked no stormed through his office door 5 minutes later was not what Marcus expected. Elliot Hayes was a Category 5 hurricane of frazzled chaos, wearing an oversized hoodie that proclaimed, "World's okayest dad," in peeling letters, sweatpants that had clearly given up on life, and 2 different sneakers, one red, one blue. His dark hair looked like he'd stuck his finger in an electrical socket. He had what appeared to be dried oatmeal on his shoulder, and he was carrying a diaper bag that was leaking something Marcus desperately hoped was apple juice. He was also, Marcus noted with extreme annoyance, absolutely gorgeous in a disaster artist who hadn't slept in 4 years kind of way. "You!" Elliot pointed an accusatory finger at Marcus, which would have been more threatening if his sleeve hadn't been so long it completely covered his hand. "You're the billionaire who stole my son." "I didn't steal anyone. I went through proper legal channels." "Oh, proper legal channels." Elliot's voice went up so high only dogs could hear the last part. "That's rich. You know what else is rich? You're rich. You probably wipe your butt with $100 bills." Marcus blinked. "That would be extremely uncomfortable and unhygienic." "Don't logic at me." Elliot advanced on his desk, tripping over his own untied shoelaces and catching himself on a chair. "I've been fighting the system for 3 years while working 2 jobs and being pregnant." "Wait, you're pregnant?" Marcus's eyes dropped to Elliot's stomach, which did indeed show a small but noticeable bump under the hoodie. Elliot's face turned the color of a tomato. "That's none of your business. What I guess your business is that you have my son, and I want him back. You, sock ironer." "Sock ironer? You look like someone who irons their socks." "Who would iron socks?" "Exactly. Rich weirdos. That's who." Jennifer, who had followed Elliot in and was standing by the door, was openly recording this on her phone. Marcus shot her a look that promised unemployment. She didn't stop recording. Marcus took a deep breath, channeling every meditation class he'd ever taken. "Mr. Hayes, I understand you're upset." "Oh, do you? Do you?" Elliot grabbed a stress ball from Marcus's desk and squeezed it so hard it exploded, sending little foam beads everywhere. They both stared at the carnage. "I'll add that to your bill," Marcus said weakly. "Bill me. Go ahead. I have $17 in my checking account and a coupon for a free taco. Take it all. I don't want your taco coupon." "Good. Because it's expired anyway. Elliot seemed to realize he was yelling and took a breath. Look, I've been doing everything right. I got a second job. Then a third job. Then I tried to get a fourth job, but apparently there's a limit to how many jobs one person can have before it's concerning. That does seem concerning. I found a bigger apartment. Well, it's not that much bigger. It's a closet with delusions of grandeur. But it has 2 rooms. That's good. I've been going to therapy. My therapist says I have abandonment issues and trust problems and really need to stop stress eating soap. Marcus's eyebrows shot up. Soap. It was one time and it smelled like lavender. Elliot slumped into a chair, suddenly deflating like a sad balloon. And then I find out some billionaire adopted my son like he's a limited edition handbag. I adopted Timmy because I wanted to give a child a loving home, Marcus said quietly, sitting down across from him. Not because I was collecting humans. Elliot looked up with red-rimmed eyes. Then why did you choose him? Out of all the kids in the system, why Timmy? Marcus pulled out his phone and showed Elliot a photo. It was from the adoption day. Timmy grinning with missing front teeth, holding up a picture he'd drawn of a stick figure with Daddy Marcus written in wobbly letters. Because he drew me a picture before he even met me. The social worker showed it to me and said he'd drawn it for whoever would be his new daddy. And I just knew. Elliot stared at the photo, tears streaming down his face. He used to draw me pictures like that, before they took him away. I didn't know any of that. The agency said both parents had surrendered their rights. I never surrendered my rights. I was in the hospital having a panic attack because my ex left me when he found out I was pregnant again. And when I came out, they said Timmy had been placed in emergency foster care because I was unstable. Elliot wiped his eyes on his sleeve. Do you have any idea what it's like to have your child taken because you had one mental health crisis? No, Marcus admitted. I don't. And I'm sorry that happened to you. They sat in silence for a moment, broken only by Jennifer's phone vibrating with what were definitely texts from the group chat she was updating in real time. Can I see him? Elliot finally asked. Please? I need to see my son. Marcus looked at this disaster of a human being. Crying, covered in mysterious stains, wearing mismatched shoes, and made a decision that would change his life forever. Yes, but first, you need to tie your shoes before you kill yourself on my marble floors. Elliot looked down. Oh, yeah, that's probably smart. The meeting with Timmy did not go as anyone expected, primarily because Elliot tripped getting out of the car and face-planted into a decorative bush. Are you okay? Marcus rushed over. I'm fine. I'm good. The bush broke my fall. Elliot emerged with leaves in his hair and dirt on his face. Is this a good first impression? This feels like a bad first impression. You have a stick in your hair. Damn it. Elliot tried to remove it and somehow got it more tangled. Okay, new plan. Can you? Marcus was already carefully extracting the stick, which somehow led to him also removing 3 leaves, what might have been a small bird's nest, and something he really hoped was just moss. How did you get all of this in your hair in 30 seconds? I'm gifted. They walked into the music studio where Timmy was finishing his piano lesson. The 4-year-old was playing a surprisingly good rendition of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star with his teacher, Mrs. Patterson, who was the only person Marcus had ever met more organized than himself. Mr. Chan. She stood up, then noticed Elliot. And guessed. This is Elliot Hayes. He's Timmy. Elliot pushed past everyone and rushed toward the piano. What happened next occurred in slow motion. Elliot tripped over the piano bench. The piano bench tipped over. Elliot grabbed the piano to catch himself. The piano made a sound like a cat dying. Timmy screamed, "Stranger danger!" and threw his sheet music in the air. Mrs. Patterson fainted. Jennifer, who had insisted on coming along for legal purposes, laughed so hard she snorted. Everyone calm down, Marcus shouted, which made Timmy scream louder. I'm calm. I'm so calm. Elliot yelled from his position on the floor, tangled in the piano bench. This is my calm face. Took 15 minutes to sort everything out. Mrs. Patterson was revived with smelling salts. Timmy was coaxed out from under the piano. Elliot was extracted from the bench and given a bag of ice for the bruise already forming on his shin. "Timmy," Marcus said gently, "this is Elliot. He knew you when you were a baby." Timmy peeked out from behind Marcus's legs. "You're messy." "Yeah," Elliot said, sitting cross-legged on the floor because standing felt too ambitious. "I am pretty messy. You know what else I am?" "What?" "Really, really good at knock-knock jokes." Timmy's eyes lit up. "I love knock-knock jokes." "Knock-knock. Who's there?" "Interrupting cow. Interrupting cow W. Moo." Elliot made such a loud cow noise that Mrs. Patterson, who had just recovered, almost fainted again. Timmy giggled. Then he full-on laughed. Then he came out from behind Marcus's legs. "That's silly. Want to hear another one?" Elliot asked. "Yes." "Knock knock. Who's there?" "Banana." "Banana who?" "Knock knock. Who's there?" "Banana." "Banana who?" "Knock knock. Who's there?" "Orange." "Orange who?" "Orange you glad I didn't say banana again?" Timmy laughed so hard he got hiccups. Marcus felt something in his chest twist uncomfortably. "Can he come home with us?" Timmy asked, looking up at Marcus with those big eyes that he'd never been able to resist. Please? He's funny. And he's messy like me. You're always saying I'm too messy." "I don't say. You said my room looks like a tornado married a hurricane and had a baby." "That was one time," Marcus protested. "Last week." Elliot was grinning up at him. "Yeah, Daddy Marcus. Can I come home with you?" The way he said it shouldn't have made Marcus's face heat up. It definitely shouldn't have made Jennifer cough laugh into her hand. "Fine," Marcus said. "But we need to establish some ground rules." "Yay!" Timmy grabbed Elliot's hand. "Come on. I'll show you my room. It has dinosaurs. I love dinosaurs." Elliot let himself be dragged away, shooting Marcus a grateful look over his shoulder. Mrs. Patterson slowly stood up. "Mr. Chun, I'm going to need hazard pay if that man is going to be a regular visitor." "That's fair," Marcus sighed. Marcus's penthouse had never seen chaos like this. Within the first hour, Elliot had knocked over a $15,000 vase. IT was in a weird place. 2. Tried to make coffee and somehow broken the espresso machine. How is it on fire? 3. Started a load of laundry and turned all of Marcus's white shirts pink. Who knew red socks were so powerful? 4. Attempted to cook mac and cheese and set off the smoke alarm twice. The box said 8 minutes. It lied. Marcus watched his carefully curated life descend into madness while Timmy thought it was the best day ever. Daddy Elliot made the microwave angry. Timmy reported gleefully. "Daddy Elliot needs to step away from all appliances," Marcus muttered, putting out the small fire in the microwave. "How did you even?" "I put the mac and cheese in there. With the box. Was I not supposed to do that?" Jennifer, who had made herself comfortable on the couch with popcorn, was live-tweeting the entire disaster. Marcus could see the notifications popping up on his phone. At Jennifer the assistant. "Boss's penthouse is currently under siege by human tornado. Send help. And fire extinguisher. Hashtag billionaire problems. Jennifer, you're fired." "No, I'm not. You need me to document this for the inevitable lawsuit." "What lawsuit?" "Any of them. All of them. Pick one." Elliot emerged from the kitchen covered in what looked like cheese sauce. "Good news. I found the mac and cheese box." "And the bad news?" "It was still on fire when I found it." "How?" "I don't know. I'm not a scientist." Timmy was having the time of his life, helping Elliot clean up the cheese explosion while simultaneously making it worse. They had somehow gotten cheese sauce on the ceiling. "The ceiling, Elliot. How is there cheese on the ceiling?" "IT wanted to be free." Marcus took a deep breath, then another, then gave up and called his chef. "Pierre, I need you to come over and make dinner." "Monsieur Chun, it is my day off. I'll pay you triple." "What would you like me to make?" "Anything that won't result in arson." An hour later, they were sitting on the floor of the living room, because Timmy insisted it was more fun, eating Pierre's gourmet mac and cheese while Elliot apologized for the 17th time. I'm sorry about your shirts, and your vase, and your espresso machine, and your microwave, and your ceiling. It's fine, Marcus lied. It's not fine. I'm a disaster. This is why the court said I was unstable. Elliot's voice got small. I can't even make box mac and cheese without causing property damage. To be fair, Jennifer said, that espresso machine was needlessly complicated. I've seen you struggle with it, Marcus. Whose side are you on? Chaos. I'm on chaos's side. Timmy, who had fallen asleep against Elliot's side, mumbled something about dinosaurs in his sleep. Elliot carefully adjusted so the boy could sleep more comfortably, one hand unconsciously moving to his baby bump. Marcus felt that uncomfortable twisting in his chest again. You're good with him, he said quietly. I had practice. Before they took him away. Elliot's eyes were wet. He was barely one, but we had a routine. I'd sing to him every night. The same song. You are my sunshine. Even when I was exhausted from work, even when I could barely keep my eyes open, I'd sing to him. He still loves that song, Marcus said. It's the only one that calms him down when he has nightmares. Elliot's breath hitched. Really? Really? I never knew why until now. They sat in silence, watching Timmy sleep, surrounded by the wreckage of Elliot's attempted cooking. I can't afford a legal battle with you, Elliot finally said. You probably have lawyers who eat lawyers for breakfast. I do have excellent lawyers, but I don't want to fight you. Then what do you want? Marcus looked at this messy, chaotic, beautiful disaster of a man and made his second life-changing decision of the day. I want to figure this out together. Joint custody, co-parenting, whatever works for Timmy. Elliot's eyes went wide. You'd do that? Share custody with a stranger. You're not a stranger. You're Timmy's father. And despite your apparent vendetta against my kitchen appliances, you clearly love him. I do. So much. Then stay. We'll work out the details, but stay. There are 6 guest rooms. Pick one. Stay. I can't just move in with you. Why not? Because, Elliot gestured wildly at the cheese on the ceiling. Because of that. We'll clean it. And your shirts. I'll buy new ones. And I'm pregnant with my ex's baby and I cry during dog food commercials. And I once got banned from a Walmart for excessive emotional distress in the cereal aisle. Marcus blinked. I feel like there's a story there. They discontinued my favorite cereal. It was traumatic. Elliot, Marcus said gently, breathe, you're staying. End of discussion. But, do you want to be close to Timmy? Yes, but, then it's decided. You'll take the guest room on the 2nd floor. It has an ensuite bathroom and a view of the park. Elliot looked torn between gratitude and terror. This is insane. It's been insane since you called me a bougie baby thief. I stand by that statement. Of course you do. Jennifer stood up, gathering her things. Well, this has been entertaining, but I should go. Marcus, I'll email you the paperwork for the co-parenting arrangement. You already drew up paperwork? I drew it up while watching Elliot fight the espresso machine. I'm very efficient. After she left, Marcus showed Elliot to his room. It was bigger than Elliot's entire apartment, with a king-sized bed, a walk-in closet, and a bathroom with a tub that could fit 3 people. This is too much, Elliot whispered. It's just a room. Just a room. I could fit my apartment in this bathroom. Then it's a good thing you're staying here instead. Elliot turned to him, eyes suspiciously wet. Why are you being so nice to me? I broke your stuff and set things on fire and called you names. Marcus smiled. Because Timmy loves you. And because... He hesitated. Because I have a feeling life is about to get a lot more interesting with you around. Interesting is one word for it. Catastrophic is another. I like interesting. You're insane. Maybe. But you're staying anyway. Elliot looked at him for a long moment, then nodded. Okay, but I'm buying you a new vase. With your $17 and expired taco coupon? It's the thought that counts. Day 1 of living together. Marcus woke up to the sound of singing. Terrible, off-key singing that sounded like a cat being strangled by another cat who was also tone-deaf. He stumbled out of bed to find Elliot in the kitchen, attempting to make pancakes while dancing to music only he could hear. "What are you doing?" Marcus asked, voice rough with sleep. Elliot spun around, spatula in hand, and screamed. The pancake went flying. It stuck to the wall. "Oh my God. You can't sneak up on people like that." "I didn't sneak. I walked normally." "You walked like a ninja. A scary billionaire ninja. That's not a thing." The pancake slowly peeled off the wall and fell to the floor with a sad splat. "Was that my ceiling?" Marcus looked up to see several more pancakes stuck to various surfaces. "Listen, they have a mind of their own. I flip them and they just go places. How are you getting them on the ceiling?" "I have a very enthusiastic flip." Timmy wandered in, rubbing his eyes. He looked at the pancakes on the ceiling, the ones on the walls, and the one currently stuck to the light fixture. "Daddy Elliot is redecorating. That's one word for it," Marcus muttered. Day 3 of living together. Marcus came home from work to find his living room had been converted into what appeared to be a fort made entirely of his expensive throw pillows and designer blankets. "Daddy Marcus." Timmy's head popped out of the fort. "We built a castle. I can see that. Are those my Hermes blankets?" Elliot's head appeared next to Timmy's. "They're fort blankets now. Also, we may have used your ties as flags." "My ties? Just the ugly ones. I don't have ugly ties. That yellow one with the ducks says otherwise. Those are sophisticated waterfowl." Jennifer, who was dropping off papers, and absolutely not just coming by for entertainment, took a photo. "This is going in the company newsletter." "We don't have a company newsletter." "We do now." Day 5 of living together. Marcus discovered Elliot had reorganized his entire kitchen. "Why?" he said with the patience of a saint. "Are the plates where the glasses used to be? It makes more sense," Elliot said, painting his toenails on the kitchen counter, which, Marcus had learned, was a battle not worth fighting. "You use plates more than glasses." "That's not. We use them equally." "Says who?" "Logic. Logic is boring. I reorganized by vibes." "By vibes?" "The plates had plate energy, so they went in the plate spot." "That's where they already were." "No, they were in the old plate spot. This is the new plate spot. It has better feng shui." "You don't even know what feng shui is." "It's vibes but fancy." Marcus took a deep breath. "Where are my coffee mugs?" "Oh, those are in the bathroom now." "I'm sorry, what?" "You always drink coffee in the morning while getting ready, right? So I put them in the bathroom cabinet." "Efficiency. That's where I keep my toothbrush." "Not anymore. Your toothbrush is in the kitchen, next to the spatulas. Because they're both things you use in the morning." "That's not how organization works." "Says you." It took Marcus 3 hours to put everything back. Elliot undid it all the next day because the kitchen told me it was unhappy with the old system. The kitchen can't talk. Not with that attitude. Day 7 of living together. "Why?" Marcus asked the universe while staring at his bathroom ceiling. "Is there glitter on my bathroom ceiling?" "Art project," Elliot yelled from somewhere in the apartment. "The ceiling is not a canvas. Everything is a canvas if you're brave enough." "That's not." Marcus gave up mid-sentence. He'd learned that arguing with Elliot about art was like arguing with a brick wall, except the brick wall would probably make more sense and cause less property damage. He walked out to find Elliot and Timmy covered head to toe in glitter, creating what appeared to be a mural on butcher paper spread across the entire living room floor. "We're making a masterpiece," Timmy announced. "It's called Chaos in C Major," Elliot added, completely seriously. "That's not a thing. IT is now." Marcus looked at the glitter everywhere, on the furniture, in the air, probably in his lungs at this point, and made a decision. "I'm ordering a hazmat suit." "To clean this up?" To survive living with you. Elliot grinned, and Marcus felt his heart do something stupid in his chest. You love it, Elliot said. The worst part? He was right. Marcus realized he had a problem on day 10. The problem presented itself at 6 a.m. when he walked into the kitchen to find Elliot dancing in his oversized sleep shirt, which might have been one of Marcus's shirts. Not that he was keeping track. Singing into a spatula while making what smelled like actually edible pancakes. His hair was a mess. He had flour on his nose. He was 5 months pregnant and absolutely glowing. Oh no, Marcus said out loud. Elliot spun around. Oh my God. Stop ninja walking. I'm in love with you. There was a beat of silence. What? Nothing. I said I'm in glove. With my glove. I love my glove. It's a nice glove. You're not wearing gloves. Thermal gloves. For later. It's cold outside. Elliot stared at him suspiciously while Marcus internally screamed at himself. He'd been up for 3 minutes and had already confessed his feelings. This was a new record, even for him. Are you okay? Elliot asked. You look feverish. Is it the glitter? Did you inhale too much glitter? I told you we used too much glitter. I'm fine. Perfectly fine. Normal amount of fine. Marcus fled to his room and called Jennifer. I'm in love with him. Finally figured that out? Jennifer, this is serious. You've been in love with him since day 2 when he set off your smoke alarm trying to make toast. That's not. I wasn't. It was the way he apologized while covered in soot. Aha. This is a disaster. He's pregnant with his ex's baby. He's chaotic. He reorganizes my kitchen by vibes. And I want to kiss him every time he does something ridiculous. Which is constantly. So tell him. I can't. What if he doesn't feel the same way? What if he's just staying here for Timmy? What if? Marcus. I've watched that man stare at you like you hung the moon while you lecture him about proper appliance use. He does. Yes. Now man up and tell him. Marcus did not tell him. Instead, he did what any mature adult would do. He avoided Elliot for 3 days while having an internal crisis. This was difficult considering they lived in the same penthouse. Day 11. Marcus hid in his office for 14 hours. Elliot brought him dinner and Marcus pretended to be on an important phone call. With himself. For 45 minutes. Day 12. Marcus left for work before Elliot woke up and came home after he went to bed. He tripped over one of Timmy's toys in the dark and Elliot came running out in his. Definitely Marcus's. Oversized t-shirt. Looking worried and soft and perfect. Are you okay? Fine. Great. Just going to bed now. In my room. Alone. Goodbye. He ran away so fast he forgot to take off his shoes. Day 13. Elliot cornered him in the kitchen. Okay. What's going on? Nothing. Everything's great. Fantastic. Why? You've been avoiding me. I haven't been avoiding you. I've just been very busy with work and other things. Work things. Marcus, you work from home. Your office is down the hall. Exactly. Very busy. So much work. Elliot stepped closer. Marcus stepped back and hit the counter. Did I do something wrong? Is it the kitchen reorganization? I'll put it back. Or the glitter. I'll clean the glitter. Well, I'll try to clean the glitter. Glitter is eternal. But You didn't do anything wrong. Then why are you acting weird? I'm not acting weird. This is my normal face. Your face looks like you're having a medical emergency. That's just my face. Elliot was close enough now that Marcus could see the flecks of gold in his eyes. Could smell his shampoo, which was Marcus's expensive shampoo. But who was counting? Marcus, Elliot said softly. Talk to me. Marcus opened his mouth. Closed it. Opened it again. Daddy Marcus. Daddy Elliot. Timmy ran in. Mrs. Patterson says I can have a recital. Can we have cookies to celebrate? The moment shattered. Elliot stepped back, and Marcus could breathe again. Of course, buddy, Marcus said. His voice only slightly strangled. Cookies. Yes. Great. Elliot was looking at him weird. But Timmy's excitement was impossible to resist, and soon they were making cookies, with Elliot only setting off the smoke alarm once, which was a personal record. But that night, after Timmy was in bed, Elliot knocked on Marcus's door. "Come in." Elliot entered, looking nervous, which was wrong because Elliot was never nervous. Elliot was chaos incarnate. Elliot was, "I need to tell you something," Elliot said. "Oh no." "Okay. I think I'm falling for you." "Oh no." "You what?" Elliot started pacing. I know, it's ridiculous. You're you, all perfect and organized and rich, and I'm me. A disaster who can't make toast without causing a fire hazard. But you've been so kind to me, and watching you with Timmy makes me feel things. Stupid things. Heart things. Heart things. Feelings, Marcus. I have feelings. For you. And your stupid perfect face and your patience when I reorganize your kitchen, and the way you read Timmy bedtime stories in different voices, even though you think no one can hear you. You heard that. The walls aren't that thick. Your British accent for the Queen character is terrible. By the way, my British accent is excellent. It sounds like Mary Poppins had a stroke. They stared at each other, both breathing hard. I'm in love with you too, Marcus blurted out. Elliot froze. What? I'm in love with you. I have been since you set off my smoke alarm trying to make toast and apologized while covered in soot looking like a sad chimney sweep. That's so specific. You asked. When did I ask? Just now. Implied. With your feelings confession. I can't believe you love me because I looked like a sad chimney sweep. I can't believe you love me despite my allegedly bad British accent. It is bad. You take that back. They were shouting at each other from 3 feet apart, both flushed and ridiculous, and then suddenly Elliot was kissing him. It was a terrible kiss, objectively speaking. Their noses bumped. Elliot's baby bump made the angle awkward. Marcus was so surprised he forgot how mouths worked for a solid 3 seconds. It was perfect. When they broke apart, both breathing hard, Elliot looked dazed. So, that happened. That happened, Marcus agreed. We should probably talk about this like adults. Definitely. They kissed again instead. Everything was going surprisingly well until Derek showed up. Marcus was in a board meeting when Jennifer burst in, which was concerning because Jennifer never burst anywhere. Jennifer glided. Jennifer sauntered. Jennifer did not burst. We have a situation. Can it wait? I'm in the middle of... Derek Hayes is in the lobby with a film crew, and he's threatening to sue you for kidnapping. The board members all turned to look at Marcus. Excuse me, Marcus said calmly. I need to go deal with a kidnapping accusation. Johnson, you're in charge. Try not to tank the stock price while I'm gone. He found Derek in the lobby, looking like a cologne ad come to life, with cameras rolling and a smug smile on his perfect face. Marcus Chun. Derek announced loudly for the cameras. I'm here to reclaim my son from your clutches. Your son. Marcus kept his voice level. You abandoned Elliot when he was pregnant. I needed space to find myself. You found yourself in the Bahamas, with your secretary, while Elliot was raising your child alone. Details. Derek waved his hand dismissively. The point is, Timothy is my biological son, and I have rights. You signed away your rights. Did I, though? Derek's smile was oily. Elliot claims I did, but I don't remember signing anything. Memory's a funny thing. Marcus's hands clenched into fists. What do you want, Derek? What I deserve. My son. And maybe a little compensation for my pain and suffering. Emotional damages, you know. Say, $5 million. You're blackmailing me. I'm exercising my parental rights. Tomato, tomato. Marcus pulled out his phone and called his lawyers. Get down here, now, and bring the intimidating contracts. We don't have intimidating contracts, sir. Then make some. Use a scary font. 20 minutes later, Derek was being escorted out by security, still protesting to his camera crew while Marcus's lawyers cited 17 different laws he was violating. But the damage was done. The story was already online. Billionaire in baby custody battle with biological father. Marcus raced home to find Elliot sitting on the couch, staring at his phone, looking pale. "He's going to take Timmy," Elliot whispered. "He's going to take both of them." "Both." Elliot's hand moved to his stomach. "He's claiming this baby is his too. Says he has rights. Says he'll fight for custody of both children." He can't. He can, Marcus. I'm just the poor single parent with a history of mental health issues. He's the successful businessman with a new wife and resources. The courts will side with him." "No, they won't. We'll fight this." "With what?" "I have $17 and, I know, an expired taco coupon. But I have lawyers. Lots of lawyers. Scary lawyers." "Why would you help me?" Marcus knelt in front of him. "Because I love you, you disaster. Because Timmy is my son too now. Because I'm not letting Derek waltz back into your life and destroy everything you've built." "But." "No buts. We're in this together." Elliot's eyes filled with tears. "You're insane. You've mentioned that. I love you too." They kissed soft and sweet until Timmy ran in. "EWWW. Daddies are kissing." "My eyes." "Your eyes are fine," Marcus laughed. "They're corrupted. I need bleach." "You need to learn what bleach is before making that statement," Elliot said, pulling Timmy into a hug. "Come here, you little drama llama." That night they came up with a plan. It was absolutely bonkers, which meant it was perfect for them. The plan was simple. Make Derek so uncomfortable with the entire situation that he'd voluntarily give up his claim. "He hates mess," Elliot explained. "Hates chaos. Hates anything that isn't perfectly controlled. So we're going to be the messiest, most chaotic, most aggressively domestic couple he's ever seen." "I'm not sure I can be messy on command," Marcus admitted. "I alphabetize my books." "I know. It's adorable and also deeply disturbing." "There's nothing disturbing about organization. You color code your closet. So I can find things. You labeled your underwear drawer. That was one time and it was very helpful." Jennifer, who they'd brought in for strategic planning, and because she refused to be left out, interrupted. "Focus. We need Derek to think you two are so in love and so committed that he has no chance of breaking you up or getting custody." "So we fake being in a relationship?" Marcus asked. "No," Elliot said slowly. "We real being in a relationship, but like, aggressively, in his face, until he can't take it anymore." "That's the worst plan I've ever heard." "You got a better one?" Marcus did not, which was how they ended up at a charity gala 3 days later, dressed to the nines, holding hands and being aggressively adorable. "You're too stiff," Elliot whispered. "Relax." "I don't know how to relax while lying to hundreds of people." "We're not lying. We're just enthusiastically displaying affection." "That's the same thing." "Shoo." Derek just walked in. Derek had indeed arrived, his new wife Miranda on his arm. She looked like she'd stepped out of a catalog for rich people who are bored. "Elliot." Derek's smile didn't reach his eyes. "And Marcus. How cozy you two look." "We are cozy," Elliot said cheerfully, leaning into Marcus. "Marcus is very cozy, like a very expensive, well-organized teddy bear." Marcus choked on his champagne. "How modern," Derek said coldly. "Playing house while pregnant with my child." "Actually," Elliot said, and Marcus knew immediately this was going to be chaos. "The baby isn't yours." The silence was deafening. "What?" Derek's face went red. "The baby. Not yours." Elliot patted his stomach. "I used a sperm donor after you left. Wanted better genes. You understand." It was a complete lie, and Marcus had no idea where Elliot was going with this, but he committed to the bit. "Yes," Marcus said smoothly, putting his arm around Elliot's waist. "We actually chose the donor together. Very romantic process. Lots of spreadsheets." "Spreadsheets," Elliot hissed under his breath. "I like spreadsheets," Marcus hissed back. "You picked a sperm donor with SPRHs? It's very efficient." Derek was turning an alarming shade of purple. "You're lying." "Am I?" Elliot smiled sweetly. Because I'm pretty sure I know who the father of my baby is. We can do a paternity test. Sure. But you should know, Marcus and I are planning our commitment ceremony for next month. On a beach in Fiji. Timmy's going to be the ring bearer. I am. Timmy, who they'd brought along because Derek needed to see them as a family, looked excited. Yes, Elliot said. You'll wear a little tux and carry the rings and… Can I have a sword? Why would you have a sword? For protection. In case of pirates. There won't be pirates at the wedding. You don't know that. Derek looked like his brain was short-circuiting. This is ridiculous. What's ridiculous? Miranda spoke up for the first time. Is that you told me Elliot was desperately trying to get you back. What? You said he was unstable and obsessed with you. This doesn't look like obsession. This looks like… She gestured at Marcus and Elliot, who were now arguing with Timmy about pirate probability at weddings. A family. It's an act. Is it? Miranda pulled out her phone. Because I did some digging. Turns out you've been lying about a lot of things, Derek. Like your successful business, which is actually bankrupt, and your family trust fund, which doesn't exist. Miranda, you were counting on getting custody of Timmy and accessing his trust fund? Weren't you? The crowd around them had gone silent, everyone watching the drama unfold. That's not… I would never… Save it. Miranda removed her enormous engagement ring and handed it to him. We're done. Have fun being poor and pathetic. She walked away, leaving Derek standing there, his entire scheme falling apart in real time. This isn't over, he hissed at Marcus and Elliot. Actually, a new voice said, it is. They all turned to see a woman in a sharp suit holding a briefcase. I'm Sarah Chun, family law attorney. I represent Mr. Chun and Mr. Hayes. We have evidence that you forged Elliot's signature on custody documents, that you've been embezzling from your business partners, and that you lied on 17 different court forms. She handed him a folder. You're being sued. Have a nice evening. Derek opened the folder, went even more purple and fled the gala. Elliot turned to Marcus. Did you know about this? I might have had my lawyers investigating him. That's so sneaky. I learned from the best, Marcus said, kissing his forehead. EWWW, Timmy said, kissing again. Where's the bleach? You still don't know what bleach is. Elliot laughed. The crowd around them started clapping, and Marcus realized they'd just had their entire dramatic confrontation in front of half of high society. Well, Jennifer said, appearing with fresh champagne, that's definitely going in the company newsletter. We still don't have a newsletter. Check your email tomorrow. They should have known it wouldn't be that simple. 2 weeks later, Derek called Elliot. I need to talk to you. In person. It's important. Absolutely not. Please. I swear I'm not trying to cause trouble. I need to talk to you. About the baby. Elliot agreed to meet him at a coffee shop, with Marcus and Jennifer as backup, and Jennifer's phone recording everything because trust but verify. Derek looked different. Less smug. More human. I got the paternity test back, he said quietly. The one the court ordered. And I'm not the father. Elliot blinked. What? The baby. It's not mine. Derek pulled out the papers. It's not Timmy's father either. There was a mix-up at the clinic we used. Marcus's blood went cold. What kind of mix-up? The kind where they used the wrong sample. For both pregnancies. Derek looked at Elliot. I'm not Timmy's biological father. I never was. The coffee shop went silent. That's impossible, Elliot whispered. We used your sample. They confirmed. They confirmed wrong. Apparently, there was a massive screw-up at the clinic. They've been using wrong samples for years. They're being sued by like 20 families. Marcus felt like the ground was tilting. Then who is Timmy's biological father? Derek slid another paper across the table. According to this, you are. What? All three of them yelled at once. The clinic has records of you donating to their program 4 years ago as part of some charity thing. Your sample was supposed to go to a different family, but it got mixed with Derek's and Derek gestured helplessly. And Elliot got pregnant with your kid. Marcus stared at the paper like it might bite him. That's impossible. There's more, Derek said. The second baby? Also yours. How? Elliot shrieked. I used Derek's sample again, which was apparently still mixed up with Marcus's. The clinic really screwed up. Jennifer was laughing so hard she was crying. Oh my God. Oh my God. You accidentally adopted your own biological son. This isn't funny, Marcus said. It's hilarious. I'm having a crisis. You're having 2 biological children with the man you're in love with. This is a rom-com. Elliot was just staring at his stomach. So, this baby is mine, Marcus finished. Biologically, both children are mine. They looked at each other. This is insane, Elliot said. Completely insane, Marcus agreed. We accidentally made a family. Accidentally? Well, we're doing it on purpose now, but the kids were definitely an accident. The weirdest accident in history. I can't believe you adopted your own son. I can't believe you've been pregnant with my baby this whole time and we didn't know. I can't believe I wasted 4 years hating Derek when he wasn't even the father. Hey, Derek protested. Oh please, you were terrible, Elliot shot back. You abandoned me. I abandoned someone else's baby. Apparently, that doesn't make it better. Marcus put his head in his hands. What do we do now? Well, Jennifer said. Legally, this makes everything much simpler. Marcus is the biological father of both children. Derek has no claim. You two can get married and live happily ever after in your chaotic penthouse. But what about the media? This story is going to already leaked, Jennifer said cheerfully, showing them her phone. The headline read, Billionaire accidentally adopts own son in most romantic twist ever. How did you leak this? Marcus demanded. I might have sent a few emails. Jennifer. What? It's a great story. The stock price is going to love this. Marcus groaned. Elliot started laughing. And then they were both laughing because what else could they do? We're a disaster, Elliot said. The biggest disaster, Marcus agreed. Want to make it official? Marcus pulled out a ring box. I was waiting for the right moment, but I don't think we do right moments. Is that a Tiffany box? Maybe. When did you buy a ring? 3 days ago. I was going to propose at the gala. But then Derek showed up and everything went sideways. Everything is always sideways with us. I know. So what do you say? Will you marry me? For real this time? No fake relationships. No schemes. Just us and our accidentally biological children. You're asking me to marry you in a coffee shop. You don't like coffee shops? I love coffee shops. This is perfect. We're a disaster and this is perfect. Is that a yes? Yes. Obviously yes. They kissed, and the entire coffee shop applauded, and Jennifer posted about it on social media immediately, and Derek quietly slipped away to deal with his own mess. Daddy Marcus and Daddy Elliot are kissing again, Timmy announced to everyone. It's gross but also nice. That's the best summary of our relationship, Elliot laughed. I love you, Marcus said. I love you too, even though you apparently got me pregnant. Twice, without knowing it. In my defense, that was the clinic's fault. You donated super sperm. That's not a thing. It is now. And so life continued in the Marcus Hayes household. Chaotic, loud, messy, and absolutely perfect. Derek, meanwhile, had moved to Alaska and started a new life as a fishing boat operator. He sent a card on Timmy's birthday every year. Elliot immediately threw them away and never bothered them again. The fertility clinic was shut down and sued into oblivion. And somewhere in the universe, fate laughed at the absolute chaos it had created, bringing together a billionaire and a disaster artist through the most ridiculous circumstances possible. Because sometimes the best love stories start with accidentally kidnapping your own biological son. The end.